know that there are a lot of you who there are alarm bells going off in your head saying, oh no, what is this? What is happening? What is happening is this. It's just two fractions that you're subtracting. That's it. That's all it is. We have a fraction here and we have a fraction here, and we're subtracting them. Hi, I'm Sarah. I have been a math and science teacher for 20 years, and I'm here to make math engaging and fun. If you are interested in tutoring sessions, or if you have questions or comments or anything like that, click the link and do the stuff. So what do we do when we subtract fractions? We can think about that crisscross applesauce, right? But we also need to know that, all right, so my common denominator is these two multiplied together. That doesn't change. So my denominator in this problem is going to be x minus 5 times 5 minus x, right? They're not the same thing, right? X minus 5 is not the same thing as 5 minus x, because in this case, the x is positive, the 5 is negative. Here, the x is negative, the 5 is positive. So they're not the same thing, right? So I would multiply these together. So still, we're going to be doing, this side is going to be x minus 5 times 5 minus x. The operator is going to stay the same. And over here, it's going to be x minus 5 times 5 minus x. So if we think about the shortcut, right, that's our applesauce, right? That's just our common denominator. Okay, we multiplied the two denominators together. This is the common denominator. So now we have to think about, all right, if I've got 2x here, my Chris, which is a cross multiplication, right? Chris is 2x times 5 minus x. Oh, I don't want that. I want, okay, we have 2x times 5 minus x. Okay, my cross, again, cross multiplying, so I've got x minus 5 times 5. So over here, I've got x minus 5 times 5. Okay, now that I have these as common denominators, I can mush them into one because I can now just focus on the numerators, okay? So I'm gonna move this up. So now what I've got is, I've got everything over x minus 5 times 5 minus x, okay? I'm going to distribute this 2x, because 2x times 5 minus x, I'm going to distribute, which means I multiply everything in the parentheses by that 2x. So it is 10x minus 2x squared. Over here, I'm going to distribute that 5. Okay, so this becomes 5x minus 25, but here I'm subtracting it, right? So it's going to be minus, and if I do 5x minus negative 25, that becomes plus 25. So now I'm going to combine my like terms on here. So I'm going to take negative 2x squared. So minus 5x and plus 10x. So I have plus 5x plus 25 over x minus 5 times 5 minus x. So now we're in this situation, right? So far, we've just, it's been nothing new, right? It's complicated, but it's nothing new, right? Now here, we want to look at this like negative 2x squared plus 5x plus 25, right? So now what we can look at, so we always want to keep like factoring, right? We want to factor out as much as we can. So if we've got negative 2x squared plus 5x plus 25, this negative 2x is bugging me, but it is what it is, I guess. So negative 2, 20, because it is a negative 2x squared, we should be able to factor it. That negative at the first is bothering me. So once you get to this point, so we're going to factor out the negative, and then we can factor the quadratic. What we get is if we take out this negative, like I said, I don't like that negative 2x squared. Oh no, I'm going to run out of room on this now. Oh Lord. Okay, so this So I can rewrite this as -1 times 2x squared minus 5x minus 25, and still over x minus 5 times 5 minus x. Right? It's kind of hard to see. Sorry about that. But now when I'm looking at, completely running out of dry erase board, I need more dry erase boards. Oh no, what happened to the 10x? The 10x is here, but I combined it, 10x minus 5x, which gave me that positive 5x. So now if I divide everything by a -1, and I also did just notice a simpler way to do this, but it's okay. Just a simpler common denominator, but that's okay. Now I'm looking at -1, so now I'm looking at 2x squared minus 5x minus 25 over x minus 5 times 5 minus x. So with these here, I'm gonna have, I'm gonna factor this quadratic up here, which we've talked about in the past, but I've got 2 times -25, right? Which is, 2 times -25 is -50, right? And then I can break that up into factors that are gonna that are gonna add to -5. So that's gonna be -10 and +5. So I've got, let's see, it's going to be 2x plus 5, because it's 2x squared minus 10x plus 5x minus 25. That's gonna give us that. Great. Over x minus 5 times 5 minus x. At this point, once you have it all factored out, these can cancel out, and then you end up with -1, 2x plus 5 over 5 minus x. Now, another way that you could potentially do this is you could factor out the negative way at the beginning, and that could be like the same common denominator. You know, when you get to these types of problems, you can, especially with these negatives, this one's a little tricky. The main idea is for once you get the common denominator, right, like multiplying these together and crossing those out, and then you combine all the like terms, and then you need to check if you can factor again and cancel out again. That's MathedUp.